A world without money in our pockets. It seems unbelievable, really. We've been hearing about the idea of a cashless society for years. But is it really just around the corner? Just what is the point of a cashless society? Human beings have been dealing in cash for many thousands of years. It's how markets, street markets I mean, work, for example. So why would we want to abandon it? One of the most passionate advocates for a cashless society is Dave Birch, who's a director of Consult Hyperion, which advises governments and large companies about electronic money. I asked him to spell out the potential advantages.
There's an economic efficiency associated with getting rid of cash. The costs of cash are very high, even in the most developed countries. It costs a lot of money to have ATMs and security guards and bank vaults and armoured cars going around. So just the cost of cash is too high. And of course that cost is very unevenly distributed because it falls very heavily on the poor. If you're trapped in a cash economy, then having to walk for 2 hours to pay a utility bill is something that the rich never encounter, they never come across. But there's a second factor as well, which I think has a lot to do with fairness. So in great parts of the world, cash is nothing to do with commerce, trade, prosperity. It's to do with corruption and crime and money laundering and drug dealing. And the economic inefficiencies that introduces into societies can be crippling.
But how do you go about establishing a cashless society? Because we're nowhere near that yet, are we?
I think you see different approaches emerging from different cultural backgrounds and heritages. I think it was theoretical until recently, but the advent of the mobile phone has made cashlessness a real possibility in many countries. You look at Kenya and you see the M-Pesa system, which allows you to send money from person to person just using simple messages on your mobile phone. You see 15 million people using that and a third of the country's GDP flowing through the system. In Sweden, you see an alliance of government and labour unions working together to try to remove cash because bank clerks and store clerks, those are the people who get injured in armed robberies. In the Netherlands, you see streets in Amsterdam that won't take cash anymore. You see certain types of shops that won't take cash, pharmacies and so on. I saw a very surprised letter in the newspaper the other day from somebody who couldn't use cash at the farmers' market in Amsterdam and thought that was really, really surprising. So you see different cultural backgrounds leading to cashlessness in a different way, but you do see one common element, which is that the arrival of the mobile phone has made this possible.
You're not seeing as much of that, though, are you? In the developed world, it's actually happening, as you said, in Kenya, in the developing world.
It's different in developed countries because for a great many people, they're very happy with debit cards and so on, which aren't acceptable. But you see the same migration underway. If you could walk out of the house in the morning without your transit card, without your wallet or any of your credit cards, if you could just walk out with your phone and use that to get on a bus, buy a cup of coffee, pay your friend the £10 you owe them, for most people that would be quite a suitable solution.
What are the technical leaps that we've had, apart from simply having mobile phones, that are going to make this more possible?
Crucially, mobile phones have some security with them. The little SIM chip that's inside your mobile phone, that's the same kind of chip that you find on your bank card or in secure computers. So it adds not just the communications capability, but it also adds the security that's critical when you want to bring money into the equation.
The argument for a cashless world from Dave Birch of Consult Hyperion. BBC Business.